spent all my money and my friends are gone. Lord, I'm in a mean world, and I'm so all alone. Stand by. I need you, Jesus. Stand by. Good evening. Because without him, I definitely would not be here. Because there were many, many chances that he could have let me go on. Hanging on. Right on the edge. And he said, boy, I ain't ready for you yet. I want to thank the Hall of Fame committee, the board, and everybody for blessing me with the opportunity to stand here and be a part of this. And I know I've had an opportunity to participate in some exciting things. I was very blessed. The Super Bowls and the playoff games and all of those things. And I got to tell you, it was great, but you know, when it hits home, you know, it gets even better. You know, and starting out going to Florida A&M University, and then being inducted into the Florida A&M University Hall of Fame, and having my jersey retired, ain't nothing but God. Irene, I'd like to thank you for your tireless work and campaigning and all of those great things that you've done for me. Thank you very much. I sang that song because it goes beyond that. Some of my first lessons as a kid, growing up as a migrant farm worker, I had mentors. No, they weren't doctors and lawyers and all of those, but they were tomato pickers, tater pickers, orange pickers, you know, crap shooters, skin players, poker players. But you know what? They were some of the best. And through those journeys that I went through on that, I learned to always strive to be the best. And one of my biggest mentors was my big brother, Smitty. And he's here tonight. I sang that song because coming up 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, he used to teach us how to sing. He's a great singer, but he never sings on his own. He sings in church with the choir, but he won't do it by himself, but he's awesome. And this is the song that he used to teach us. And I can remember him singing it. That's why I had to sing that song, because I had to say, thank you, Smitty. He's a big part of why I'm here tonight, along with my mama, my grandmama, who was about 4 feet 10, mean as a rattlesnake. My daddy, who was always there, he was on the road with us, you know, but he never raised his voice. He was always calm. And my stepdad, and I didn't quite figure that out, you know, because they split up, but they were like the best of friends. And I had great, great role models because they knew how to make things happen. I grew up and there was always lemons, you know, and everybody, sometimes you get lemons, you know, you just lay down and say, forget it. Well, I watched them take lemons and turn it into lemonade. So I made that a part of my life. You know, if you get a lemon, make lemonade out of it. And I had a lot of lemons, a lot of them. I'm talking about a bunch. In life, you know, we're talking about the kids. And yes, I have a youth foundation, and I have been dealing with youth for the last 35 years. I feel very blessed. But I've had an opportunity with my Henry Lawrence Youth Foundation to team up with many, many groups. And one was the Foundation for Dreams, who helps kids down in Manatee, Sarasota County, and we expanded all the way out in the state and other places. And Eddie Mulock, who started it, is a triple transplant recipient right here, sitting here tonight. And God had a plan for it. It's called Dream Oaks. I will continue to do whatever I can, even though I didn't play a whole lot of money. My first year, I was number one draft pick. When I talk to the kids, I say, how much you think I made? They say, $5 million. I look at them and say, God, no, I ain't make that much. You say $10 million? No, I ain't make that much either. Well, how much did you make? Well, my first year as the number one draft pick, I made $25,000. God said, you lying? Boy, let me tell you something. The other thing, is when I travel around, we wonder what's happening with these kids. We got all these different rules and laws and stuff. And say, and I saw this psychologist, if you spank a kid, that'll really mess them up psychologically and all that stuff. Well, I'm here to tell you that's a lie. I'm standing right here. Ain't no fear no more. The kids don't fear, the parents fearing the kids. Now, I know this ain't about no sports, but I got to talk about it because we talk about the children. So I was at a function, buddy of mine was at, and he had a comedian. He was talking about this boy, and they take the school, they kept kicking him out. They expelled him, and they could never keep him in school. So they sent him to this Christian school. Marvin, you know what I'm talking about. And so he went to school, and first week went by, he was still in school, getting good reports. Second week went by, he was still in school. The third week, the fourth week, the fifth week, sixth. So the parents say, well, boy, what's going on? The boy come on and say, well, why you doing so good in school? So, well, mama said, I didn't want them to do what they did to that man out there on that cross, There's got to be some fear somewhere, The boy, he said, well, I'm going to call 911. I said, okay. I went and got an oak tree switch, and I said, okay, now call him. But that's beside the point. But I had to go on that. But look here. Nothing is impossible. I had somebody to reach out and help me in seventh grade. I had a little guy named Willie Clemens. He was about 5 feet 1 5. Coach Shannon, how tall are you? Well, they were about the same. So he came in my classroom. I had a pearl handle knife because I was on the season. I was a migrant farm worker, and you had to have knives and stuff. So I had a pearl handle switchblade, and one of my homeboys, he lied and said I pulled it on him. He come in there, the man that had no business in my classroom, but he come in there anyhow. He never raised his voice. And here I am, 210 pounds. He's about 135 pounds, soaking wet. And he walked in, he looked up at me. He said, give me that knife. And I looked at him, and Satan got real busy. He said, man, you can whoop that sucker. So I looked at him, and I was getting ready to whoop him, too. I know how to whoop him because I used to throw them orange boxes up on the trucks and stuff, and the tomatoes and taters. So I'm looking at him, and he said, no. He said, you going to give me that? I said, I ain't giving you my knife. He said, you going to give it to me. So I looked at him again, and Satan be busy. But God put his spirit inside each and every one of us. And that spirit was telling me, he said, now, boy, you probably will whoop him. Say, man, think about it. You're going to end up down in the dean's office, and they're going to drop a dime on you. And then it made me think about that little lady, that 410 lady, my mama, my uncle, my dad, my stepdad, and then my brother might have got in on the action, too. So I thought about it, as we tell these kids, you got to make a decision, choices. I made a choice that day. I took that knife out of my pocket, and I gave it to him. But, when I was looking at him, sometimes when somebody you don't want to be messing with. I knew I didn't want to mess with that joker. And I found out later why, because he didn't play the radio. But anyway, the man became an intricate part of my life. But then I'm going to go on from there. Before then, I used to walk around on the elementary campus, and it was next to the high school campus, and there was a little man, he was about the same height. He used to walk around with his hands behind his back. And I walked by, and I feel something hit my butt. Bow! He turned around and said, I want to see you on that football field. I got tired of him hitting me on my butt, man. So I asked my mom, I said, well, can we come home, and play some football? So finally they agreed. We left the field, got on the plane, came down, and so we started playing football. And I got my teeth knocked out. So my grandmama called and said, Jimmy, you better get that football. That thing gonna kill herself. So she called on and said, get him off. So we out the field. So my brother Smitty, who I used to watch him pick taters and maters, he beat everybody. And I wanted to be like him, so I wanted to beat everybody. I never could beat him, though. Then he stopped picking maters and taters, and he started being a migrant farm labor contractor, became the biggest in the country. Right there, this guy right here was the largest migrant farm labor contractor in the country. A black man. So I had some great role models. It wasn't even about the NFL. I had no doubt, no thought that I'd be in the NFL. So I started playing football. I'm playing, and I ain't know no better than just try to win. So that's what I did. So I started playing. Coach Shannon was the head coach. And we went out there, and this man walking around, he had a half a baseball bat taped up, split in the middle. I ain't gonna tell y'all what he did with it. So things went long, and I was on a team where we had guys who was like 250, 60 pounds. I was 215, so I was, I had to do something else. And we won. We beat everybody. We were playing one game, and we were behind by 1 point in halftime. We come in at halftime, I'm playing defensive end. I had 3 sacks. I was like, no, he ain't gonna do nothing to me. He made everybody line up, and he went like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Man, we won the game. But in learning the game, I had another guy who used to coach the line. And he'd get down and he'd say, man, you got to hit that sucker. And he'd get down with no pads on. He'd boom, and he'd do a crab, shutter. And